The gentle April rain that stained the window panes last night is all but gone, but lingers on, and scented clouds are there. We watch the town awaken to the trembling morning lights. You're so near and spring is everywhere.
Look at these melons. Oh. Look at these ones. Oh, so delicious. Another tray. Oh, these ones are all watermelon. A couple golden honeys in there too. All right, beets, I gotta make the call. It's hard. I only want one in each cell here. Oh, they're so beautiful. Try to leave the straighter ones. No damping off this year, so my trick worked of just putting some cleaner soil on top, water in the bottom so that the roots go down to the water. Okay, what am I going to start here? I've got these perennial flowers that I would have liked to have started like last month, but I didn't get them until real recent. It's middle of April now. Oh, no. In the water. Zone 3, Zone 5, and Zone 2. Haha. 7 seeds for $6.45. Some are even crunched up there. It's about like 10 seeds. I think I'll do a separate tray for all 3 of the amaranths. I'm gonna try doing transplants this year. Hot biscuits with butter, baby. Give my cauliflower and broccoli some fish juice. The mouse ate a bunch of them, so just got like a third of a tray here. So I'm just going to transplant them so they. Oh, that's a fennel. Haha, I got one fennel. Some of the seed my sister bought. She wants some feverfew. With this in the same tray. All right, I'm planting the stevia before I run out of patience here. Very small seed. The germination is kind of low from my experience. 74%. So, yeah. Light is required for germination, so you just want to press them into the soil. It's good to have a little divot in there, so for seeds like this especially, because then it won't dry out as fast. Scuff it a tiny bit. Want a pretty good tight dome on here. Probably the third day I should come in and just do a little mist on top, since the seed is sitting right there. I think last time I put some saran wrap over it. That could work well also. It's the second time growing stevia. 2 to 3 seeds per cell. Was $18 for 150 seeds. It is a tropical or subtropical perennial, so it doesn't overwinter here. I'm going to try to save seed this year. Love it with mint tea, and you know, once in a while in other things as well. I haven't done like a tincture yet. I've just used the leaves. It's very medicinal actually. So pretty cool. There it is, candy stevia. 7 to 14 days for germination, says, and away we go. Just noticed these guys are like showing off. Look how uniform this tray is. Last couple years it was just horrible seed, I think. Somehow I just got some really good aster seed finally. Okay, I'm doing a combo tray here. Oyster plant, silver ocean, perennial, just a few seeds again. Pink Sunday, clary sage, petunia, Polish chamomile, holy basil, got the rhubarb, that's a perennial, and then the fenugreek is annual. I just noticed 2 zinnias in with the celery. Hey, little buddies. Hybrid organic. It's good. Let's take a look at these premium seeds. Let's count them.
1, 2, 3, 17.
I just wasn't finding like a good open pollinated pickling cuke. What is funny is that as soon as I ordered these, I found at another store. It's the first time I've seen this variety ever. Look at that. It's fantastic. Potentially looks good. Oh, what would be a year without the sun gold or the sun sugar? Everyone's doing it. Changed to my toque and light, and I'm gonna plant some hybrid broccoli, chief hybrid and Bernie hybrid, and champion collards, and the cinnamon basil, because I do love the cinnamon basil. It's pretty fantastic. And just little cells here. Might have planted lots and lots of seeds, tons and lots of seeds. Tomorrow I'll be planting squash and a few other things. Flooding down here again. I think I'm gonna build another little dam right here so this fills up. So I released the top one a little bit, and so now this one's filling up just perfect. So this dam is the same, but it's just kind of flowing through. I just broke that one a little bit right there. I'm planting some of my landrace, I think. I don't know, I'm not super thrilled about the whole landrace concept completely yet. I like good varieties. I don't like too much like weirdness. So I really narrowed down my varieties last year in terms of winter squash, and now I'm feeling the need for spicing it up again. I've got these beautiful pumpkins I'm gonna grow again. It's been a couple years. The blue curry, grow some of those. Always do some spaghetti. Nut butter, it's buttercup. Really do love buttercups. Marina de Chioga and butternut. This is really good organic seed from Hawthorne Farm. I might do something crazy, go to the store and buy a hybrid or two. I saved North Georgia Candy Roaster last year. This is a really good size to start melon or squash or cucumber in. Any smaller and it's not ideal. And all of my saved seed here, there's a chance it could have a little bit more genetic diversity, but hey, that's good if you're doing the land race kind of idea. So I stopped being quite so worried about it. I don't know, my thoughts on the whole land race concept can be good, but you know, with squash, I do like good varieties of squash. I don't like them to be too nutso and just kind of mediocre flavor or texture. But nonetheless, I'm gonna try, test these out and see how they do, and I'll compare them. I do like to save seed each year so that things become more acclimatized ideally. Then you just have a lot of extra backup stock. Yeah, I should start trading some of the seed. But yeah, I'm gonna test it out, see how it does, I'm gonna test this stuff out, you know, like just. I have a pumpkin bred for the seeds. They don't have the casing. I just don't quite have the space to grow them.
Get it, bring some plants out to the greenhouse.
Such a beautiful day. It's April 20th. Gonna be moving down a whole bunch of seedlings into the greenhouse to show you what I'm growing and what I'm potting up. A few tips on different types of plants, what I'm doing, what I've found to work really well over the years. I got all my onions out here already in the greenhouse for at least a week or so. Oh, the plum is the closest to blooming. Here's Juniper. Hey babes. Lots in here. The celery really needs to be transplanted. All the melons I'm gonna keep in here for a couple more days until it warms up just a little more. They're gonna go into a 1 gallon pot next. Oh, my stevia. Wow, that's soon. No way. Awesome, it just came up. That was really fast. It can take quite a little while. Look at these little guys poking through. See, they're just on top here to get a little bit of bottom heat. Garden Sweet Cukes, Straw Flower, Gloriosa Daisy, new perennial daisy. Ah, the amaranth, thus easier faced. My baby's eating fishy. This stuff doesn't smell.
Cinnamon basil.
Okay, I was able to turn off a few sets of lights. Oh, traffic jam here. How'd you guys made it further? Few up there. I'll probably shift them around again for the night. Heat-loving plants, tomatoes and stuff are all going to be under the second cover. Cold crops probably be out here or up top there. It's nice and warm up top there. Probably do the potting up tomorrow. Now it's good those little guys just spend a night adjusting.
We're planting some peas this evening, little bear. Look at these, they're really sprouting already. It's been a couple of days. Feels good to have my shoes off. I've got some wood ash here. Peas love wood ash. Metal trellis. My plan is to grow sugar snap peas, super sugar snap peas, super sugar snap peas, and then some melons in between, and lettuce on the back there. There's some volunteer lettuces that I was spreading out a little bit yesterday. Since I know which ones are sprouted, I'm just making a nice spacing like 2 inches apart and pretty close to the trellis this time, because I am going to interplant some melons here in about a month just in front. I haven't done the peas and melons together. It just came into my brain this year and I thought I'm gonna try that. And so when my peas are finishing off, I'll have melons on the trellis. Perhaps on the bed here, some runners can come out on the bed as well. I got garlic here in the front. Peas and garlic don't really like each other for the most part, but they're far enough away. Melons and peas do, and so I'm gonna try a little experiment here. I don't think I'll plant that many melons along though. You know, I don't want it to totally just take over, which they tend to do. So this isn't necessary, but I do like to put like a potting soil, just something real nice and fluffy on the top of seedlings. It really helps in germination. There's just more air in there, and so they'll push up nice and fast and easy. I only do it if I have the extra potting soil. Still have these ones left. I just noticed, I thought I saw some blooms over here. Sure enough. Wow, that's a surprise. The apricot is bloomed already. She has the electroculture over top with the crystal. Wow, that's early. It's a sunny spot for her. This is a really hardy apricot. She's got the stone thermal mass here to keep her warm. I grew carrots in these beds last year. Man, the soil sure likes to be covered, even with things like boards. You can see like wormholes at the top and even worms. Some wood ash. 464 organic. Still have a few carrots in here. They'll make nice flowers. They're actually some good looking carrots, so maybe I'll collect some seed from those. The only thing with sprouting them beforehand is you can't like push them in, you know. That's why I made the whole Asian pears budding up. But look at this. It's like pulling the whole bed up. This is some kind of serious sweet pea. I've never experienced these. I think it is. Didn't know they had huge roots like that though. Looks like a sweet pea. I'm not totally sure though. I left it last year. I knew about it, but wow. The super sugar snap. Super sugar snap. Oh, I think it's too many still. blackberries. Dibbler holes. I think I'm gonna have some left over still. Lots and lots of worms in this bed. Can you do 3 rows of favas? Can you? I think it's too many.
See that? There's still worms in here. Look, a couple. So it is good to leave these stalks, any stalk in the garden, until it just totally decomposes. Spotted another Delphi, and look what we got here. Ooh. Oh wow. I remember now. Last year these were broccoli beds, but I had volunteer potatoes come up as well. So I got like, I think it was 14 pounds of potatoes underneath my broccoli plants. I left a few of the broccolis to keep making side shoots, so I never did dig like right underneath the broccolis that I left. So there might actually be more in here. This is my weed compost pile. Look at these hollyhocks. The roots on those guys. I broke some off as well. Just kind of clearing this end of the bed up here. Just move these along the fence line.
Got these wasabi radishes.
So I'm just making a little radish mix up here. Just put all these varieties into this one. A nice variety pack now. And I've got some salad turnips, some daikon, and some wasabi radish. I just touched these caterpillars and they crapped all over me. Look at that. See you later.
Now peas, carrot, radish. One place I really like to use potting mix is on top of carrots because it's such a fine seed. I'm doing some pak choy and salad turnips. I'm getting a little mixy now. Landrace influence on me. Just pour it all together, it's a radish. Pour it all together, it's a turnip. Put it all together, it's a broccoli. I'm doing it. All right. Crazy chipmunks. And it's not just any board, it's a shiplap board. It's got a smaller edge. Wasabi radishes, yeah. And then I'm gonna do the rapini. And I'm gonna mix some of these wasabis in with some romaine lettuce. I am going to put some fluffier soil on top of the lettuce because it really likes that as well. Do some daikon down here. I know it's really deep soil right here. Got some chicken wire on there to keep my cat out and the birds from digging up seed. What did I plant in there? I don't even remember. Anyways, a bunch of stuff. The boards will just help the germination as well as, you know, keeping it a little more insulated. It still is pretty cold out. Soil is pretty moist. Not to mention, I got to do something about this flooding again. And so I need to put a dam in right here. It's just such a gunky mess down here. Gooseberry. I think right there on the corner, it's gonna be sweet. I've got delphiniums here too that I dug out of where I was just seeding. All right, I got the seedling transplant station all set up. I've mixed up quite a large amount of transplant mix. I've got compost and recycled peat moss and a bunch of organic fertilizer in here. This is the size I like to use for tomatoes and a few other things. 8 of them fit in a tray. And last night was cold. I forgot to turn on the heater. Look at some of my eggplants are wilting now that it's warmed up. So sorry. So I like to plant my tomatoes pretty deep.
So they're almost sitting right on close to the bottom because they will root up the stalk. You want to get them squat as possible for being in their containers. They can get pretty large in this size container. Sometimes if they get super long, I will just lay them down and bury the whole stalk, and yeah, they just root along the stalk. You get a really strong plant that way. The roots. All right, I'm doing cauliflower. These are snowball 50 days. Some of them are still doubles. Just want to snip it off so you don't disturb the roots too much. Really nice when you can get them just straight, you know, keep them close to the lights if you're starting inside, because they tend to elongate very easily and you get that little wibbly wob kind of stalk, which is kind of frustrating, but you can bury it. A lot of these are pretty nice and straight, so that's awesome. They do better, you know, starting in a greenhouse, you're gonna have better intensity of light, and so they'll tend to be more squat. So I'm using this size container. These are a little deeper. I really like these. If you have a bit longer of a stalk, you want to make sure you bury it a little bit so they just have good support like that. You can see the root system there. It's got a nice coverage, but it's not overly bound. And then a seed cell tray that has a big hole on the bottom for roots just to come out into the tray. These will be planted out in about 2 weeks, somewhere in there. Sometimes if plants are really crooked, I put them inside, like the root ball and sideways, if they just loop like that. It's really important to don't let your broccoli or cauliflower get root bound. You won't get a good crop. And there we go. Don't forget to use a white tray for bright white cauliflower. It's not the variety I was hoping to grow this year, but my seed came late. This is a 70 day. Really appreciate the fast maturing varieties. I've seen one at 45 days, but sometimes a little bit longer produce potentially better quality, more nutrition maybe. Fast isn't everything, right? This size container for cabbage, that's what I'm appreciating these days. The mouse ate all my red cabbage, so I've got one. Yeah, there might be a red acre this year. But the Earliana and the April green are actually very similar. Time to plant the sweet corn. I soak these overnight. There's 300 graded size there. And this variety is called Who Gets Kissed. It's open pollinated. I love planting my corn in the tree plug flats. Transplants do really well for me. I've tried both, like sowing directly. I prefer to do the transplants, then I get really even, nice spacing and just a little bit of a jump start. You do have to be careful though when you're doing corn in containers. They send out a taproot, like quite a few plants or trees. It'll assess the environment to which it's growing in, and you know, if it hits the bottom of a container like too soon, potentially could stunt its growth and affect yields. You definitely want a deep container. It can be kind of narrow, that's why these are perfect, and you can get quite a few in a flat here, but they're deep enough, and then they also have a hole on the bottom so the root can even come out into the tray as long as you have a bit of moisture down there as well. So a mistake I've made for a few years is not planting my corn deep enough. 1.5 inch minimum and up to 3 inches. I'm doing 8 of these trays. That'll be 304, I believe. Making furrows can help as well if you're direct seeding. If you have, you know, deep enough soil, that way you can kind of hill your corn a bit. First there's the seminal roots that come from the seed, and then a little bit later they develop the anchor roots, branch out from the stalk. You can cover those by mounding them a bit more. So when I'm planting these out, I like to do a 12 inch by 12 inch spacing. Use the dibbler, just a sharpened stick to make a hole. I'm gonna make it a little deeper this year even, and then put a little bit of blood meal in the bottom of the hole, or high in nitrogen fertilizer, organic always, and then just drop your plant right in. And of course, as much compost as you can put on top of the bed. And I'll just stack these trays top each other like that for germination.
Oh, celery. Oh, so good. It's juice. And the mirepoix, celery, carrot, and onion. Sometimes I just chop that up, throw it in a bag, and freeze it like that, all ready to go for dishes in the winter. When you plant them in the ground, you kind of want them right at surface level. Otherwise, you get dirt in the crotches, you know, in the stems. Mulch with celery, that works well. Just careful of the slugs. Slugs are always the problem with celery. I'll say it again, never let celery dry out. Snip them down to one. I've got 2 trays, so who am I kidding? I don't need that much celery. I'd be here all night if I divided all of these up. I'm thinking I was gonna plant directly into the ground, but it's still too early, and these, I don't want to let them go any longer. Oh, another big tray. One of these makes about 4. 36, about 72, 150. That's about right though.
Barley mousse, the celery juice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sometimes 18 is what? Leave it in the comments.
Don't forget to use the blue code, barley mousse, celery juice, and we'll see you on the other side.
Video's not over. I gotta plant these as in a little experiment. Whoa! Then I will know how early I can actually plant my celery out. Oh, I got the perfect idea for these celeries here. It's a good little microclimate in here. They might just make it just fine. Do really well. I had some broccoli in here the other year and it did fantastic. Amazing with the steady wicking. Oh, and the biggest garlic out of here too. In a cluster. It grew in a cluster and it was bigger than my other stuff.
Barley mousse, celery juice.
Oh, I think I need a little shovel. Not a shovel. Hurry, hurry. Celery. Duct tape. It's a swamp plant, basically. Loves water. All right, little guys, do your thing. Look at these fat garlics that I missed. Oh, the yarrow is soft. Yep. There's tons of worms in here too. It's perfect. It gets just a little bit of shade. It kind of gets sun and shade here, so I think it's gonna be really good. All right. Ah, it's so nice hanging out here with the water. Well, I think I'm gonna leave it there for this one. I have a tendency to just keep adding footage more and more and more. Let's leave it there, and yeah, should be good. Keep your heart inspired. We'll see you. Bye.